This week in the Premier League, Chelsea bottled their league position against West Ham after a freakish goal from Arthur Masuaku. Origi managed to save Liverpool from the depths of the Wolves. Bamford came back after a long wait to grab his side a point in the last minute, and Ralf Rangnick got his first game underway with a win as Fred's wonder strike gave them the win. That and more, with a little bit of the Bundesliga as well in this video. Here's the Premier League roundup. The week opened with West Ham against Chelsea, which saw the Blues confident against an out-of-form West Ham side. Thiago Silva headed in the opener and it seemed like things would continue as normal. But an errant pass from Jorginho, mixed with a combination of Mendy not clearing the ball on time, led to Lanzini being able to bring them level with a penalty, as the keeper fouled Bowen inside the box. A atrocious play that Tuchel would not have been happy with. But just before the break, Mason Mount cushioned in a great volley to give the Blues the lead once more, and morale was high after the error by Chelsea's midfielder and their keeper. Yet the Hammers did not give up as they came out in the second half, and the ball fell to Jarrod Bowen and he smashed it home to make the scoreline 2-2. But they hadn't even given up there, and Masuaku put in a cross later, which fell into the net. It may have been intended as a cross, but he would take it, and some would blame Edouard Mendy's poor positioning for this goal too. There is no doubt that Mendy has been great for Chelsea, but the real challenge now will be whether this will damage his confidence to the point that it affects his game. He cannot let that happen. This now takes the two teams side by side in the table, Chelsea in third and West Ham in fourth, although there are 6 points between them. Newcastle got their first win of the season against Burnley as Callum Wilson got his side a 1-0 victory. Sean Dyche's key man Maxwell Cornet came off injured, which could be a big miss if this is long term, because he has been the real goal output so far. On to Wolves against Liverpool, where Wolves held out for 94 minutes of incoming pressure until Origi came on, and in stunning fashion he won the game magnificently. Liverpool fans would have been desperately craving the 3 points with Chelsea losing earlier on, and the Belgian gave them the triumph that was needed for them to leapfrog the Blues. St Mary's Stadium saw the clash between Southampton and Brighton, and a young striker in the name of Armando Broja was one that shone in the match. He nearly scored twice in the game, but managed to give his side a 1-0 lead in the 29th minute with the arrival of Adam Armstrong. Could it be possible that he is the true heir to Danny Ings? But Morpoy, like in the previous match, was not having it, and he got a goal indirectly from a free kick in the 98th minute. Yes, the 98th, grabbing the Seagulls a point and having one that sees them in the top half of the table. It finished 1-1, but the game was anything but a bore. To Vicarage Road now, where ex-champions Manchester City went to play Watford. It did not take long for Pep to get his lead as Sterling scored in the 4th minute, followed by 2 goals from Bernardo Silva, who seems to be a man in superb form at the moment. Cucho Hernandez managed a consolation for the Hornets, but with a shocking 78% possession and 13 shots on target, this was Manchester City at their utmost best. Leeds versus Brentford was a thriller too, as Tyler Roberts gave the home side the lead in the 27th minute, but Shannon Baptiste equalised in the 54th, and Sergi Canos, coming off an own goal last week, gave his side the lead in the 61st. Patrick Bamford, having not featured for Leeds since September 17th, came off the bench as he hoped to bring his side something from the game. And that he did, as he got on the end of a cross in the 95th minute to make sure that the points were shared. The perfect start to his return, as he was among the goals again. I have a feeling that I'll be saying that quite frequently for the rest of the season. Now to Old Trafford, as Ralf Rangnick managed his first game with the Red Devils against Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. A game where Manchester United seemed like they were playing their best football all season. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a United fan. It did not produce the result that they might have wanted for quite some time, at least until Fred managed to curl in a stunner with his right foot in the 77th minute, and they came away with a 1-0 win. One key aspect of the win was the pressure they placed on Crystal Palace. If this is what Ralf Rangnick can do after 2 days, imagine what he can do with time and the staff around him. I cannot wait. Spurs played Norwich, and within 10 minutes, Lucas Moura scored a goal of the season contender through link-up with Heung-min Son. Conte's system is definitely unique. They won 3-0 despite having only 40% possession against Norwich. Davinson Sanchez and Son also scored in the game, and it was a great 3 points for the North London club. Aston Villa saw Steven Gerrard go play against his former manager Brendan Rodgers, and the away side took the lead through Harvey Barnes, but Villa managed an equaliser only 3 minutes later, Ezri Konsa with the first. And he scored again in the 54th minute to give his side a 2-1 triumph. They are now in the top half of the table. Great work so far from Gerrard, who had his team, when coming in a pretty poor position. Everton played Arsenal with Rafa Benitez under a paramount of pressure. Richarlison scored first, but it was ruled offside, and almost immediately the Gunners grabbed a goal back before half-time. Heartbreak for Everton fans everywhere, who were looking at a 6th successive loss in the league. Arteta needed the bounce back too, remember, as they lost to Manchester United last week. Richarlison scored again, yet the Scousers were heartbroken again, and he was ruled offside again. VAR had to be questioned here as the lines were drawn very suspect. It seemed as if it was in front of Richarlison's foot. 15 minutes to go, tension was rising and Benitez would have been in despair, yearning for any sort of result. Demarai Gray took a shot from afar and it hit the post, but before you could even blink, Richarlison directed a header into the net and this one would count. But the game was not over. Nketiah missed an open chance on the back post, followed by Demarai Gray being given open space once more, and he blasted a shot off the post and into the goal as he won it in the 92nd minute for Evertonians all around the world. You'd think Arsenal defenders would have learned from the first time. A celebration worthy of being with the fans, he ran to them and they embraced him. But the game was not over with 6 minutes of added time being added. Aubameyang, who hadn't started due to poor form, missed a sitter and the game ended 2-1, meaning Arsenal take 3 points from 12 and Everton finally get a win. What a game. Over in the Bundesliga, Bayern went to the Signal Iduna Park for the battle between the two biggest German clubs. Haaland was recently back from injury, so it was set to be a fierce battle, and it was with 2 goals in the opening 10 minutes, 1 from either side. Julian Brandt scored from a Jude Bellingham assist, but Lewandowski managed to equalise after a Hummels mistake. Coleman scored again for the defending champions in the 44th minute, but the second half came and Haaland ensured that it was level at 2-2 from another assist by the English youngster. Hummels conceded a penalty, although it was very harsh as it was seen to have hit his hand, and Lewandowski scored to make it 3-2, with the current league leaders winning this way and extending their lead up the top. Unfortunate for Dortmund, but there is no time for pettiness, as this sees them 4 points below Bayern. Not ideal. That's it for this week, but more to come and fast as the final group stage of the Champions League has arrived. No time this week as my upload is a bit late, but make sure to write your predictions down below. One I will say though is that I think Bayern will smash Barcelona once again, sending them to the Europa League. I'm going for 4-0, with Lewandowski in a mood to humiliate them, getting all 4. But until next time, goodbye.